Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name's Lucas Hachu, and I'm with the Niswongercare organization. And today, I'm going to help you get ready for college. We're going to do a couple of different things in the next couple of videos, so if you need some help filling out different things, check back and see if it's there. And if not, leave it down in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do about making them. So for today, we're going to focus on the Tennessee Promise. Now, if you've never heard of the Tennessee Promise Scholarship, well, you probably have had your head in the sand. And tell me how that is, because I imagine it's not very fun. Tennessee Promise is essentially the promise from Tennessee that says if you want to go to a community college or a technical school in the state, we will pay for your tuition so that you may go tuition free. Now that still means there's some books and tools and things you may have to buy along the way, but that cuts out a lot of costs. And this is an opportunity to get a lot of money taken out if you really need to use that. Now you might be saying, hey, I don't need Tennessee Promise. I'm going to go to a university. I want to go to a four-year school. That's fine too, but it's never a bad idea to fill out Tennessee Promise because you never know what life might throw your way. And I really do think that it's an excellent opportunity. So today I want to show you how to fill it out. And so first things first, I'm going to go over here. You're going to want to come to this website here. This is the Tennessee Promise homepage. Let me get this ugly little thing there off. And you're going to get here by typing in tnpromise.gov. That's pretty simple and self-explanatory. If you type in tnpromise.gov, that'll bring you straight to the website you need to be in. And it'll bring you to this website here. I'll knock this text down. What you're going to want to do, once you get to the home page here, you want to go to this big blue ribbon in the top right-hand corner. And you're going to click on it. I mean, it says apply now. It's pretty good idea to click that. It'll bring you here to what's the TSAC student portal. And what you're going to want to do here is scroll down. On a lot of computers, you'll need to scroll down a little bit. And you're going to see click to register. And it'll bring you to this page here. If you have had dual enrollment, I need you to stop. If you've taken a dual enrollment class, here's the place where you've probably been here before, because the dual enrollment grant uses the exact same portal, this Tennessee Student Assistance Corporation portal. So you probably already made an account. Now, if you're like me, you might not remember what it is. That's okay. Make sure you use this forgot your username. It'll send everything to you. Once you get your username, you can get in with your password. And if you have any trouble, the staff at TSAC are really good to help you out. If you haven't had dual enrollment and you haven't made an account, then you're going to go right here to create a login. And it'll bring you to this page here. And so there are a couple things I want to note, and so I will show you what I'm going to put in. So I might make my username L Hachu. You know, for my first name being Lucas, my last name is Hachu. That'd be a good place for me to put it here. Then I'm going to put a number, because your username has to have a number in it, because he'll get mad at you if you don't. And I'll show you what that looks like. If it doesn't have a number, it says the username must be 6 to 25 characters and must be a combination of letters and numbers. So then once I put a 1 in, that takes care of it. This red text here, this red small font that is italicized, is not error font. Error font is bigger, so look out for that. So first things first, username must have a number in it. The other thing that tends to get a lot of students is they want to hit the enter button as they go, or they may accidentally hit it. The reason you don't want to do that is because if you notice down here in the bottom, clear is the very first button. And what your computer will do is when you hit enter, it'll seek the first button in a row that it can click. Well, there are no buttons through here, and it catches this one first. So if you hit the enter button, it will delete everything on the page, and you have to start all over. Don't do it, because it'll make you sad, and then I, by extension, am sad, and that's not going to be very fun. So don't hit the enter button. Now, another thing I think is important to point out here is there are 3 challenge questions. When you go in to fill these out, there are a couple questions that have different answers. One of the ones I like to point out is how many siblings do you have? Here's the issue. If you put 1, like I have 1 sibling, I won't be able to use that answer. It won't show you an error message to begin with, but when I click create my account, it'll say, I can't have this answer because it's only 3 letters long. All of your answers have to have at least 4 letters. So if you only have 1 sibling, you're going to have to pick another question. So I would strongly suggest some easy questions like what state were you born in? Things you can't mess up. And that'll help you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this out specifically because I don't want you to have to see my date of birth or my social security number, because that wouldn't be cool. And I'll meet you back at the very next page after you've clicked create my account. Okay, great. Now you've created your account. which if you've had trouble with, I'm going to go ahead and say this. While I was trying to make mine, I couldn't even remember my own social security number. Killing it. So if you need to make sure you get it right, so that you don't mess this part up, because it's really important that you know your social when you're making your account. So once you get to this screen, I'll say almost done. Why they put this here is because a lot of people think, oh, I made my account, I've signed up for Tennessee Promise, but you haven't. So what you need to do is click here to log into your account. So you're going to type in your name, your username. You're going to type in your question, and then you're going to come here. This is your place for putting in your password, and you had to choose an image earlier. I didn't really talk about that, but it doesn't really matter, but it does help if you come up with an image you're like, I've never seen that before in my life. Although, to be fair, I don't know that I would remember this one in the future. Then you type in your password and you hit login. Now this here has a lot of stuff. If you want to read through it, that's good. I'd always read things before you agree to them. But essentially, this is saying that you are indeed a citizen of the United States, and that you do have a social, and that you have to, like, you are lawfully in the United States to be able to sign up for this. That's essentially what it is. And so I have a social. I'll hit accept. Now you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff on mine that's really old. When you get to this page, it may say, hello, your name. And then there may be nothing down below it. If you've had dual enrollment, there'll be some stuff. If you haven't had dual enrollment, there won't be anything there. So for me, I have a lot of stuff on here because I went to college, and so all of my stuff is here. What you're going to want to do once you get to this home page is go up to Apply for Scholarships on the top left right here. Once you click it, most computers you'll need to scroll down. I have a really big screen, so mine's a little different, but you want to scroll down a little bit. And Tennessee Promise is the third one from the bottom. That changes sometimes. There may be other things, so you're going to look for Tennessee Promise Scholarship and make sure the award year is not the year that's current, but the year that you're getting ready to go to school. So if you're graduating this year in 2019, you'll be going to school in 2019-20. Just in case this video is viewed in the future, make sure you get the right year. So you just go ahead and click that. And once you get to here, essentially what this little statement says is, don't lie to us, which is usually a good thing to agree to. And so I'm going to go ahead and click agree there. Now it's going to pre-populate all this stuff with my information. And what you need to do is go down through and find anything that has a red star. Now mine doesn't have a lot of red stars because I've already filled out a bunch of things. So I had Hope Scholarship, had some other things. There'll be things that don't have red stars, but look for the red star that appears. It'll look like this, beside of the different things that go all the way down through here. And once you get all of this filled out, you'll come down to the bottom. Sometimes there's a little box. That's why I wanted to leave that there. When that little box is there, knock it down. You're going to want to find the continue button. And so you'll go down through and pick these. I will say this. A lot of students ask, they look at the colleges, universities, there's a lot of choices. For my students here in East Tennessee, most of them choose Northeast State or TCAT Elizabethton because that's close to where we're at. Some of them will choose Walter State as well because it's pretty close by. You'll notice some four-year schools on here as well, and I'll point out a couple of them, things like Bryan College or Carson Newman. Tennessee Promise works differently with those schools, and so I strongly suggest that you talk to a financial aid advisor or to your counselor before you choose one of those for Tennessee Promise. You can always change it, it's not really hard, but we do want to make sure that you don't choose something crazy, because it doesn't work exactly the same, and it doesn't pay your full tuition at private school, unless there's some special things. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to put Northeast here. I'll go ahead and fill this out. I will say your graduation date does have to be in month, date, year format. So make sure you do that the right way. I'll also say I put in some fake phone numbers and stuff as I've gone through, and a fake email address, because I feel like, hey, we'll just fill some stuff in. So if you're trying to troll me, don't send it there, because that's not mine. And in fact, it probably doesn't exist. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out, and then I'll meet you on the next page. So, as I was filling this out, I realized I can't go to the next page because I graduated a long time ago and I'm not eligible for Tennessee Promise. So, I'll tell you what happens. Once you go down and you fill everything out and you click continue, it'll ask you, it'll bring up another little box and it'll say, or actually it'll bring up a page. I'll have a big red block of text that says thank you for applying for Tennessee Promise Scholarship, and a couple other little things. It'll try and download a document most times. That's just the application that you made. It's just letting you know that if you want to print that off for your records, you can have it, but you can always log back in here and see it as well. But yeah, that's it. Once you've filled out that scholarship, you have Tennessee Promise. Now, if you ever want to change it, it'll appear here. I can't show it to you because, once again, I don't have the account. But if you were to log in here and see Tennessee Promise over here to the side, it'll have the institution you're going to. And if you want to change it, there'll be a link on this side that'll say, click to change institution. All you got to do is click that, and you can change the school you want to send that Tennessee Promise to. So you might not want it to go to Northeast. You might want to go to TCAT. Or maybe you're going to Pellissippi or another school like that. And it'll be really easy to change. And that's it. That's the Tennessee Promise. So, let me go back to my big screen. I hope this is helpful for you. I hope this has been useful. If you have any advice, lay it down in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to see what we can do in making this a little bit easier for you. Next time, we will be working on making your FSA ID, which is for the FAFSA to be able to fill it out. It's incredibly important to keep that and keep that information written down. So once again, I'll say for this as well, write down all your information, because if you don't, you'll regret it in the long run. And it's easy to fix your Tennessee Promise, or easier to fix Tennessee Promise accounts than it is a FAFSA account. So make sure that you write all these things down and keep up with it, because you'll need it. Anyways, guys, we'll see you next time. And until then, keep going with all your college stuff.